couple of headers, not too many, so I have to improve on that. And yeah, I think it went in quite nice, no?
And how do you evaluate the strength of this team? Because no new signings yet. Your third favourites as well, the way the bookies stand, and your league champions. What does that tell you?
We got Zaha, who's doing really well, and as I said earlier, I believe in this team. I don't want to be funny, but we are the champions. So based on what we are third favourites, can you explain that? I don't really care. I believe in this team, and I believe that we will compete until the end again.
Thanks, Robin. Well done.
Cheers.
Gets a bit of self-confidence. He'll be quite a player, that Robin van Persie. Well, May was quite a month for Emerson Boyce and everybody involved with Wigan Athletic. He lifted the FA Cup in partnership with Gary Caldwell. And then 3 days later at Arsenal, where it was 1-1 at half-time, Wigan Athletic dropped down into the Championship after 7 great years in the top flight. Owen Coyle, who grew up in the Gorbals area of Glasgow, so likes a challenge. And he's certainly taken on one here. It's almost a mini version of Manchester United, because there was such a certain style and way of doing things under Roberto Martinez, and he's had to have a look at that, hasn't he, Andy?
Yes, and I think that's going to be the difficulty for Owen Coyle. He doesn't want to detract from what was so successful in its own way for Wigan last season. The likes of McCarthy and Maloney, the way that they play and the way that they're always encouraged to get the ball down and keep possession, as Gareth was just talking about. But you've got to temper that with making sure that you've got Grant Holt up front and that you're giving him enough to get on the end of, and that you're going to score enough goals. And it is a relentless division, it really is. It's Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday. They're coming at you thick and thin, and you've got to be up for the challenge.
That challenge will continue at Bournemouth next weekend for Wigan Athletic. Manchester United will start to turn their attention to Swansea next Saturday, although many of these players will be on international duty in the coming days. 8 of them due to team up with Roy Hodgson here at Wembley. Nemanja Vidic has certainly had practice lifting trophies. This is his 4th season as captain. The one that brought Manchester United to Wembley today will be the first priority, as always, the Premier League Championship. That's what they'll have their preparation set upon.
Yeah, definitely. Today they played with a confidence and an assurance. They've had travelled a lot of miles pre-season, been here, there and everywhere. But today we saw again what they're all about. They got a little bit of luck in the second half when they needed it, and always looked pretty comfortable from there on in.
There is the man who is charged with the almost impossible task of following the greatest manager in Manchester United's modern history. He'll try to do it his way, he'll try to put his stamp on it. He won't be frightened, I think, to take advice and counsel from Sir Alex Ferguson. Why would you? He said to listen to Sir Matt Busby in his time. But this is a relief, I would think, as much as anything,
yes,
just to get a job done.
Definitely. It's time for David Moyes to enjoy the day as well. There's so much pressure around football, and particularly this job that he now has, and the man that he's following. But, you know, he's put the miles in down the years, this man, and he's proved himself a very capable manager at a big club like Everton. Now he's got to find another gear, another level. So it's a great day for him to enjoy this.
He's the man who set the standards, along with George Best and Sir Bobby Charlton, the great Dennis Law, alongside the Football Association's new chairman, Greg Dyke. Manchester United are in the silver again. Another season begins with another trophy, the first under the stewardship of David Moyes. And the rest will look up and aspire to the standards that this club has set, the standards he must somehow try to maintain. And that's a nice touch. Hands on a trophy for David Moyes. He knows he will be required to get his hands on a lot more if he is to see this job through to the level expected. And Manchester United have made a start, and there in front of him, a 40-year-old and an 18-year-old together with their hands on the trophy. The future of Manchester United is in his hands.
What does it feel like to pick up the Community Shield, Roy? I mean, it's as well to win the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, you made the effort. Of course, the fans have travelled down. And when you're playing these games, no matter what the opposition is, you want to win. Because I just think winning football games gives you the team confidence, and there's that feel-good factor. You certainly wouldn't want to lose this game, particularly to a championship team.
You're going to ask me the same question?
Yes, I couldn't remember whether you'd won one or not. I didn't want to tread on private grief if you hadn't.
No, I mean, there's a trophy at the end of the game, but ultimately I always whenever I played in this game, it was all about how I felt for the weekend following, because the Premier League season starts next week, and it's how you're feeling. Did you take any knocks? And there'll be a couple of players in there who think they might not be playing next week because they played a full game today, and Vidic's probably one of them.
It's interesting, Robin Van Persie, to be fair, made the same point we were making before, and they're third favourites. Third favourites at having won at a canter last year for the title, and he was saying, what's that all about?
Well, I just think people looking at the Mourinho factor with Chelsea, and the fact that Chelsea finished the season so strongly last year as well, and at the moment no additions to United's squad, and losing the experience of a manager who's been through the title race so many times. But we saw this time last year, I didn't think United were favourites, and then they went and signed Van Persie and the whole thing was turned on its head. So I still think significant transfer activity over the next few weeks for all of the top 4 or 5 teams.
OK, we'll be back very shortly with a look back at 2 fine goals from him and another trophy in Man United's extensive cabinet.
McDonald's, sponsoring the FA Community Shield, bringing you today's player escorts.
Watch this.
It's good.
But it's not quite Carling.
New Carling British Cider, refreshingly perfect. Every day, more photos are taken with the iPhone.
Deep Space Shower Gel. Shower like a hero.
Inspired by the soul of motion. Redefining design, performance, and efficiency. The all-new Mazda 6. Defy convention.
McDonald's, sponsoring the FA Community Shield, bringing you today's player escorts.
All that time at Everton, great record there, never won so much as a trophy. Here he is, first one he's competed for at Man United, he's won. All relatively simple, I would have thought, or perhaps not. We can speak to his player coach, Ryan Giggs. He's with Gabriel.
Well, you've got a few of these Community Shield, Charity Shield medals, but just sum up today's performance and also what it means to the manager to get off to this start.
Yeah, it was a very professional performance. We were a bit disappointed pre-season, letting a few goals in, so the main objective was to get a clean sheet, and we wanted to do that as a team, work hard, get behind the ball, and I thought we did that.
Robin Van Persie, 30 goals last season. On this sort of form, can he better it?
Yeah, we hope so. I mean, the first goal was a brilliant goal. He just went over my head, and the timing was brilliant, and yeah, it was a great start for us. So yeah, we hope Robin can reproduce the form that he showed last year.
You're only third favourites. You're league champions, but you're only third favourites. Why, and what does that tell you?
I don't know. I mean, we've just got to go out and try and prove the people who have put us third favourites. I don't know who they are, but
the bookies.
No, we just know we've got good players in the team, and it's always hard when you're champions. You've got to reproduce the form that you shown last year, and I hope we do that.
There's Ryan Giggs, David Moyes milking a few applause there. Let's have a look. Let's have a little back look at the goals. He said it was a great goal, Ryan Giggs said. I think Robin Van Persie said, I think it went in quite nice, no? Well, it certainly did go in quite nice, did it not?
It was Ryan Giggs' awareness to just drop into the space there, little over, slight flick round the corner. Van Persie, it's almost like a training ground manoeuvre now, play it wide and get in the box. And Wigan's defenders are occupied by those front three of United, and Van Persie's able to ghost in unmarked at the far post. Fantastic header, as we said before, and perfect start for United, perfect start for David Moyes. And really, they were never tested too much beyond that, a couple of balls in the box, but he's so crucial to everything they do.
I think Ryan Giggs plays a part in this one as well, just the little run that he makes, although he doesn't get the ball there, the space he creates leading up to that move. I mean, it's got deflection in the end, but just here, that space is really important. Ryan Giggs runs into it and then runs out of it, and it leaves a big gap, and Welbeck picks the ball up on the edge of that box. Now got time to turn, too much time, picks his pass to Van Persie, who just pulls off, and you've got to shoot to score goals, and there's a deflection off Perch. Don't think he's got much chance. And I think that's a big plus for them, that your striker is getting goals, and I think leading into the season it's vital that he's got that confidence.
Roy, apart from the Rooney saga, what's the single biggest challenge facing David Moyes in the next few months?
I think he's made it clear over the last few weeks. He certainly wants to strengthen in the middle of the park. I think they probably lack a little bit of physical presence there. But it's certainly a good start from him. As I said, we've said before, he's an experienced manager. What he can do to silence the critics, shall we say, is just to win trophies like they did today. And the players have shown great hunger with their performance again today. And the fact is that people are talking about they're not favourites. I think that won't bother the players or the manager one bit. If anything, it might help the manager. And as I said, United will all be in the mix in terms of winning trophies.
He's a coach, he's a hands-on manager in the modern way. Are players going to learn from him? Are these great players going to improve? Has Robin Van Persie got anything to learn from David Moyes?
I think every player has something to learn, you know, and sometimes they're different